Many of us know the feeling of anger. It's a natural feeling. But if it flames up out of control, it can lead to destruction, to trouble, big trouble. Anger can flare up. It can burn hot and leave an aftermath of conflict and destruction. And that's why the Bible offers guidance on how to control and manage our anger so that we don't have to experience its destructive power. One of the go-to verses that I go to in the Bible is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 18. It says, "A hot-tempered person stirs up conflict, but the one who is patient calms a quarrel." In this verse, we're going to look at it carefully. We're going to see three different aspects to this verse, three different points. The first one is we need to identify the root of our anger. We see in this verse, it says a hot-tempered person. It's saying that if you're a person who is hot-tempered, you struggle with uncontrolled anger, you're easily offended, you're a hothead, you've got a short fuse, you're headed for trouble. Find out what makes you angry. Why are you angry? What ignites your temper? At first, you may want to blame somebody else for your anger. Say, he or she, they made me angry. But that's not really true. Anger, and then our responses to it, are a choice. We choose how to respond. So you can't really blame it on somebody else. Or you might just, say, well, that's just how I am. I'm a hothead. I'm hot-tempered. Well, you can change that. You don't have to be defined by your sin. Usually, anger builds from a particular root. There's roots such as hurt pride, or maybe you've been offended by somebody. Maybe you're feeling disrespected or abused, or there's some injustice going on. All those things can start to well up this feeling of anger. And you can identify the signs. Learn to know the warning signs that you're getting angry. Think of the last few times you got angry. How did you feel just before you blew up? What was going on those moments this anger erupted? What were the physical indicators? Usually for most people, you end up having some kind of physical reaction. Your body becomes tense. Your fist might clench. Your jaw tighten. Your breathing increases. Adrenaline is rushing in, and you're getting angry. Your heart rate is racing. Your voice can go from a gentle one to loud and shouting. Maybe if somebody's shouting at you, you start shouting back. You're on the brink of anger flaring out uncontrolled and leading to destruction. Be careful. Realize these warning indicators. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe you're frustrated, and now something has set it over the top. Realize what is the root of your anger. The next point we see is here, recognize the consequences of uncontrolled anger. In this verse, it says a hot-tempered person. You're not controlling your anger. What happens? It stirs up conflict. The result of uncontrolled anger is going to be conflict. You're heading into a fight. You're heading into a battle. Again, anger is not a sin, but how we express it many times is. Anger is an emotion that can be controlled. However, if we don't control it, it's going to lead us to sin. Before reacting on your anger, stop to think of the consequences. Where is this anger leading to? If you allow this anger to build, act upon your impulses, you kind of just go with your feelings, you are headed into danger. Sin will take you farther than you want to go. It'll keep you longer than you wanted to stay, and it's going to cost you more than you wanted to pay. And that is very true of uncontrolled anger and its consequences. So stop. Take a moment to think of the path that this anger is leading you down and divert to a different path. That brings us to the third point. For a better outcome, choose to respond, not react. Here in this verse, again, it says, but the one who is patient calms a quarrel. A patient one is someone who is slow to anger, someone who has learned to control their anger, someone who is responding to a situation and not reacting. We have a choice to respond or to react. But if we react, we lose control. Instead, learn how to respond well. Take a break so that you can control your anger. One of the best things you can do to tame the fire. Once you recognize the signs, I'm getting angry, you recognize the tension, the voice is up, the heart is racing. Hey, I need to release the tension. I need to cool things down. I'm going to use this rubber band right here as an illustration. Right? Let's say you're going through your day and you already have some background anger issues. Maybe some unresolved bitterness in your life, or you're just having a bad day, you're frustrated, there's tension. Now you have an interaction with somebody. Something happens and the tension builds. Now somebody's in your face or yelling at you, or a situation is becoming so annoying and the tension is building. Now in this rubber band, if I keep adding tension, what's going to happen? It's going to burst. Recognize the signs. I'm angry. The tension is high. I'm out of control. Get in control. Allow yourself to cool down and watch this rubber band as I start to release the tension. I can get back to normal and not have a bursting, not have a disaster occur. So learn how to control the anger, release the tension. Well, let me give you some practical points on how to release the tension. First of all, as Christians, first thing you can do is pray. Now, this doesn't have to be a King James prayer, one of those, oh, Father, thou art in heaven. No, it can just be, God, help me. I'm angry. Help me to respond better. Help me to control my anger right now and not lash out in sin. Just ask God for help, okay? Another thing that you can do, second thing you can do is just take a few steps back. If somebody's right in your face or somebody's right there, you're right in front of them, you know what? Just step away, back off. That distance many times will begin to cool things down, or at least alert you, I'm trying to cool things down. Another thing that you can do is get in control of your breathing. Take some time, maybe 10 seconds or so, just to calm your breathing down. Maybe even close your eyes if possible, but if not, take some deep breaths and cool down. Release the tension. Maybe you need to exercise. Go and get some physical energy, some exertion of energy just to let your body cool down from the anger. Another thing that you can do is choose your words carefully. I'm going to look at Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. It says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Man, watch your words. Your words can make the situation go from tense to way more tense just by a word, or a gentle answer saying, hey, you know what? I'm just going to leave that. I'm setting aside, or maybe not even saying anything at all. That can cool things down. A gentle answer, just kind of walking away, or just maybe apologizing, or just maybe seeking some kind of better outcome by using carefully chosen words. So watch your words. Be careful what you say when you're angry. And then finally, what you can do is build a better story. Sometimes anger comes from ignorance. Many times you don't know all that's going on. You don't know the whole story. And so because you have partial information, you got angry and anger flared up, but you don't really know all that's going on. Build a better story. Maybe the person that you're right now interacting with is having a bad day themselves. Give them some grace. Maybe you've got some unresolved bitterness towards a person. Learn to forgive. Forgive them. And that also helps to cool things down. Build a better story. Well, in conclusion, the Bible teaches us that anger is a natural emotion, but it's crucial to control it. Uncontrolled anger leads to conflict, ultimately destruction. While patience and understanding, it brings peace. It leads to better relationships, and we all want that. We can manage our anger by identifying the root cause. We can then recognize the consequences. Stop to think, do I really want to go down this road? And then we can choose to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. So, what are you going to do the next time your temper flares up? Let's hope you make wise choices.